BYU has officially announced a new signing, and somehow we missed this when he first committed. This would have been right after I had my baby. So that's probably why. I think I was like in the middle of no sleep, and you were in the middle of March game recaps. But this is a really interesting prospect. Dominique Diomande is officially headed to BYU. This is a forward from France, where he played professionally for a couple of years before committing to Washington and enrolling at the University of Washington last December. He did the early enrollee thing and then redshirted for the second half of last season under Danny Sprinkle. And then as soon as the season ended, said, "Thank you, Danny Sprinkle. I will take my talents to Provo with Kevin Young and the BYU Cougars." Really intriguing player. He's an athlete. He's a 6'8" wing. He averaged 16 points and 6 rebounds in the under 21 league in France. And he pops off when you watch the film. There's a lot to like on video here. So you're our prep hoops expert. Sometimes by default, you become our international hoops expert. Talk to me on Dominique Diomande.
Yeah, call me Armand Kartovic. Look, I think obviously the first thing that pops off when you watch it is the athleticism, right? Like the tape that I watched, the first probably 3 minutes of it or first 2 minutes of it is him cutting and catching oops and or catching backdoor stuff and dunking the basketball. Moves really well, fluid athlete. Um, the only thing here is that I guess we'll talk more about his game, is that what necessarily would be his role at BYU? Because if he's in a certain role, like let's say he's a bench guy, right, that just provides something off the a little pop off the bench. I think a little bit of athleticism off the bench at 6'8", you can find a role for that guy, right? But the athleticism is the thing that I think really impresses me for him off rip. Um, and I want to say that, the people that we talked, because we talked to some people like in the circles that watch these kids. Washington was like very excited about this kid when they got him.
Mm-hmm.
Like it was like they're like people were talking about like Sprinkle did a great job getting him. And I'm not sure what transpired, what really necessarily happened at Washington, but like when this ad happened, it was like, okay, look at Sprinkle.
Yeah. Yeah. I think it for good reason. If you watch the film, like I can see why any school in the country would want this kid. Just quick bullet points from me. The bounce is stupid here. Like he's a 6'8" athlete. That's sort of the list, but like you watch the film, he's got stupid bounce. He's doing in-game dunks that you would see in dunk contests. He's doing
He's
like
also like I'm a sucker for a tape. The tape is nice.
yeah, I want to get into that in a minute, but I feel like the type of dunks this dude does, he's doing like East Bay and like in-game windmill, like reverses, all this like weird special, literally dunk contest level stuff that he just seemingly does like in transition off steals in this French league. So at bare minimum, like a really high level dunker, and as you know, with you have the best dunker in all of basketball right now, Cohen Carr on your team. That's just fun to have, even if the other stuff doesn't necessarily hit. I think it can turn into an impactful thing on the court. Um, I'm gonna stretch with a metaphor here that I think you're probably gonna yell at me for. But last year, as a Michigan fan, I compared my best player to a dog that kept peeing in the house. You remember that one?
Yeah, yeah.
So when I watched Dominique Diamande on tape, he does a lot of really flashy, fun things that look like a basketball player. Like he just there's a bunch of off the dribble stuff where he's kind of like almost like spinning in circles on his own for no reason, but tween behind the back, hezzy tween, and then it just turns into like a fadeaway jumper that goes in.
hmm
And it's like he didn't need to do any of those moves. There was really no purpose to them, but he can do them and they look good and it went in. So I would liken it to this car. I think it's like having a wolf as a pet. Like they're trying to domesticate a wolf here. And he's not a dog. It's like you go to your friend's house and he's like, "I got my new dog. You got to come meet him." You walk in, it's a wolf. And you're just like, "Dog, like that's a wolf." And they're like, "No, it's not. It's my dog."
So,
Like, like when it's time to feed him, trust me, he eats. Like, I trust me, when it's time to dunk, this dude dunks. When it's time to make a shot, he can do that. All the other stuff I'm seeing on tape is kind of like pretty weird instincts. Like he's not exactly playing within the flow of the game. It's just like really flashy substance stuff. And
got it.
maybe Kevin Young can make that work, but it's going to be interesting to watch him try. We interrupt this sleepers video to tell you about an offer from Underdog Fantasy. Cart, you love Underdog Fantasy, correct?
Of course I do. Can I have a moment real quick?
Please. Thank you for that. In fact, I'm going to cut you off because our listeners like when we keep these short and sweet. Underdog Fantasy. Sign up as a new user. Use promo code SLEEPERS. Get bonus funds up to $1,000, 50% of your deposit match. The NBA playoffs are rocking right now. I played Underdog last week with a Cade Cunningham line. I'm looking forward to doing it throughout the entire first round of the NBA playoffs, but there's more. You can place picks on golf. You can place picks on baseball. You can place picks on the NHL playoffs that are rocking right now. Join Underdog Fantasy, promo code SLEEPERS. Support this show so that we can keep bringing videos to you. Back to the video.
Yeah, well, you know what this is, right?
What is it?
This is Ajay Dewanson. This is I got
Oh
AJ.
my
This
God,
is I
man.
got AJ Devancer at the Eiffel Tower. That's what this is.
I literally feel my brain bleeding after hearing that. That's so funny.
It's kind of true, man. He might think he's AJ Devancer.
I mean, at bare minimum, putting those two next to each other is going to be like really fun. I'm also just scrolling through Dominique's Twitter right now. In 2019, apparently he was at Sway Lee concert because he tweeted "Turn up, Sway Lee," and he's like front row on the stage with Sway Lee.
That's a point.
Yeah, I like it.
That's a point. I like that.
I like it a lot. Do you think he's going to play at BYU?
Um, yes.
What's his role?
Um, well, when AJ lead, no, okay, we're not speaking that into the air. Um, the thing is, like, I want to say he's just like a bench wing that you put in there. Okay, actually, I'll put it like this. I don't want to see any more Dawson Baker.
Yeah,
Yeah, just if whatever you're gonna do with Dawson Baker, play this kid.
that seems fair. I
Yeah.
think like bench backup four. Honestly, I'm kind of intrigued because they still got Boscovich back.
Oh yeah, yeah.
So like basically Boscovich's role last year, I think would be perfect for this kid. Just play him 10 minutes, see what you got in the right games. If you don't need him, you don't play him. But let him do his flashy thing, and if it hits, it hits.
Does Boscovich end up starting for BYU?
Maybe.
Hmm. Interesting.
There's a little bit of cannon catchings here too, right?
Oh, yeah.
Freaky bounce athlete, 3 point. Like, yeah, you're not really doing anything but that.
For OTE.
Can I get a haul from you? Is this the beginning of the international pipeline, by the way, for Kevin Young?
That hasn't already been underway?
Probably.
Yeah, but it's part of it.
Yeah. Okay. It's always good to call Danny Sprinkle poor, right?
Yes,
Also,
always.
very hard to do.
Very hard to. Also, does it make him poor?
I think so.
He took Dominique's money and spent it.
I think he just walked into Danny Sprinkle's kitchen and walked out with his crepes.
Dominique has his own YouTube channel where he posted his own highlights.
I love this kid.
I mean, I'm so in.